Don't move. Don't blink. Don't try to swallow the feeling rising in your chest right now. Because this moment, heaven has been building it brick by brick for years. Something sacred is shifting around you, whether you accept it or not. You felt it today, that pressure behind your eyes, that weight in your ribs, that sudden wave of emotion that came out of nowhere and left you confused. That wasn't mood, that wasn't random, that was the veil opening. Your mother has been standing behind you for hours, yes, hours, waiting for your soul to quiet down just enough for heaven to break through your noise. And when Archangel Michael finally stepped forward, the atmosphere around your spirit changed. You felt it. Don't lie to yourself. You know something brushed your energy today, like a presence, like a familiar warmth, like someone calling your name without sound. That was her, your mother. Not as memory, not as imagination, not as wishful thinking, but as light, as spirit, as the version of her that finally got the freedom she never had on earth. And listen carefully, because what I'm about to say isn't poetic. It's direct truth. She has been begging heaven for permission to speak to you, and tonight permission was granted. Michael didn't come as a messenger. He came as an escort, a guardian, a protector circling your spirit like a flame-wrapped sentinel. He said this moment was fragile, delicate, a narrow window between the physical and the spiritual. And you almost missed the exact message your mother has been trying to deliver since the day she crossed the veil. But heaven is stubborn. Love is stubborn. A mother's soul is the most stubborn force in the universe, and she refused to let this chance die. So now she steps forward. Her voice is not sound, it's recognition, a vibration your soul remembers, even if your brain forgot. And she whispers, "Tell them I never left. Tell them I still walk with them. Tell them I watch their tears fall even when they pretend they're fine." She pauses here because she knows you do that. You hide, you swallow, you smile through the ache so people stop asking if you're okay. But your mother, she sees every collapse inside your chest. She saw the nights you cried with your face in the pillow so no one would hear. She saw the mornings you woke up exhausted even though your body slept. She saw the loneliness that crawled into your bones and made a home there. And she cried for you. Yes, heaven allows tears. Michael said she wept in a way angels rarely do. Not because you were weak, but because you thought you were alone. You weren't. Not for a single second. She was in the room the night you whispered, "I wish you were here." She was beside you the morning you said, "I don't know how much more I can take." She held your shoulders the moment you broke down and said nothing at all. She's here, now, right now.
You felt the temperature shift. That wasn't your imagination. That was her hand brushing the edge of your spirit. Your body felt it before your mind did, because souls recognize souls long before logic catches up. Now, she tells me something she never dared to say while she was alive, and this part will hit you deep. not because it's dramatic, but because it's true. She apologized, not for leaving, but for the things she couldn't heal inside herself, for the days she was tired, for the moments she was distracted, for the times she didn't see how much you were hurting. She said, "Tell them I loved them more than I ever knew how to show." And she means it. She just didn't have the tools. She didn't have the emotional language. She didn't have the healed heart she has now. And that's the difference. She's not the version of her that broke on earth. She's the version of her that healed in heaven. And you're not the broken child she left behind. You're becoming the version she always prayed you'd grow into. That's why she fought for this message, because something big is shifting in your life. Not manifestation big, not lucky break big. I'm talking destiny level big. Something heaven has been aligning for years, and your mother refused to let you step into the next phase without understanding one truth you've been running from. You didn't fail her. Stop punishing yourself for things that were never your fault. Your chest tightened reading that, didn't it? Exactly. That's where the wound sits. Behind your ribs, beneath your silence, under layers of guilt you never deserved. Your mother sees that wound, not as a flaw, as a fracture, and she came tonight to mend it. Now Michael steps in. He doesn't speak softly. He speaks with the weight of heaven behind him. He says, "Tell them the enemy tried to break them through grief, but heaven is breaking the grief instead. Your life is about to turn, not slowly, suddenly. Your mother shows me something. A door that's been locked for years. Locked so tightly you stopped trying to open it. But she says the lock has been released. You'll feel the shift in the next few days. Not as luck, as alignment, as restoration. She says they aren't losing anything. I'm rearranging everything. Yes, she's rearranging situations, relationships, destiny connections, people who left, people coming back, people heaven is sending for the first time. She even showed me the person holding a message for you. Someone who carries a wound similar to yours. Someone whose soul mirrors yours in a way that will shock you. She says they will recognize each other by the silence. That's how deep this goes. This isn't just healing. This is soul recalibration. And now your mother places something on your head. A warmth, a pressure, a crown. She says this is courage. They'll need it, because the next chapter requires a version of you that isn't apologizing for existing, isn't shrinking to survive, isn't hiding the parts of yourself heaven spent years crafting. Then she says something that shakes even the angels. Tell them I will carry them now. Where their feet cannot go, my spirit will go for them. Feel that? That release? That loosening in your throat? That's the beginning of healing. Not performance healing, not fake positivity healing. Real healing. The kind that changes your voice, your choices, your energy, your future. Your mother steps back now, not to leave you, but to let your spirit settle so you don't collapse under the emotional weight of everything she just poured into you. Michael's wings open, light moves, the room shifts again, and heaven goes silent, not because it's empty, but because it's watching you absorb a truth your soul has been starving for. You were never alone. You are not alone now, and you will never be alone again.
Don't shift your focus. Something is moving again. The air around your spirit just tightened, not in fear, but in recognition, because heaven isn't done. Your mother isn't done. Michael hasn't stepped away. His wings haven't folded back. The light hasn't dimmed. No, the atmosphere around you is actually thickening. Like the divine is leaning closer, pressing into your reality, because there are things your heart still hasn't allowed itself to hear. Heaven waited for you to breathe. Now they continue. Listen closely. Your mother steps forward again, not with urgency this time, but with a tenderness that could lift an ocean. Her first words are soft. They think they're broken, but they're actually awakening. She says this slowly, as if your soul has been waiting years for those exact syllables, because she knows how many times you looked at yourself and thought, I should be further than this. I should be stronger. I should be healed by now. I should have figured life out already. But she sees the truth. You weren't failing. You were transforming. And transformation feels like breaking because your old self didn't know how to carry this much light. Your mother continues. Tell them their spirit is not collapsing. It's expanding. That pressure you've been feeling in your chest, that's not anxiety. It's spiritual growth. It's your soul trying to make space for the version of you heaven has been shaping while you were drowning in human expectations. She knows the weight you've carried, the grief you swallowed, the responsibilities that weren't even yours, but you took them anyway because you didn't want others to fall apart. And she says they don't realize how extraordinary their strength has been. Michael bows his head as she says this, not out of pity, but out of respect, because angels admire what humans endure without wings. Now your mother reveals something she has been keeping hidden since the day she crossed the veil. She shows me a moment, you alone, sitting somewhere dark, somewhere silent, your hands pressed to your face, because you didn't want anyone to see you break. She says, that was the night I held them the closest. And then her voice trembles, but not from pain, from love.
She continues, they thought nobody noticed, but heaven noticed. You weren't abandoned, you were being carried. And now the veil thins again. You can almost feel a warmth behind your neck, like someone is softly placing a hand there. That's her. She always touches there, because that was the place she used to touch when you were a child and your world felt too big. The message deepens. Your mother is not here tonight to simply comfort you. She's here to warn you, not in fear, but in divine protection. She shows me a path, yours, splitting into two directions. One path looks easier, cleaner, predictable, safe, but it leads to emptiness, to more silence, to a version of you that stays small so others can stay comfortable. The other path, it looks chaotic, uncertain, unmapped, but it leads to your purpose, your healing, your destiny, your rebirth. And she says, they already know which path is theirs. They're just afraid to walk it. She's right, isn't she? You know exactly what she means. There's a decision you've been avoiding, a truth you've been postponing, a conversation you haven't had, a leap you haven't taken, a change you keep delaying, not because you're weak, but because you're still carrying the weight of everyone's expectations. Your mother whispers, let that go. Let them go. Let fear go. Let guilt go. Then she says something with a seriousness that makes even Michael still. Their soul cannot afford another delay. Heaven has aligned too much for you to keep living in pause. Your future is knocking, and your mother refuses to let you ignore it again. Now Michael steps forward. His presence radiates through the atmosphere. Your spirit feels it instantly, like a sudden clarity forming in your chest. His voice is strong, but not loud. They don't see it yet, he says, but they are entering a season of divine acceleration. Doors will open fast. Connections will form fast. Healing will happen fast. Opportunities will appear fast. Not because you worked harder, but because heaven removed the barriers. Your mother smiles at this, the kind of smile she used when she was proud of you, the kind that made you feel safe without a single word spoken. And now she reveals another truth. There is someone coming into their life who will help them carry what they've been holding alone. You felt that line hit your core, didn't you? Because she's been preparing your heart for this connection for a long time. This person is not random, not accidental, not fleeting. Your mother says they will recognize this person by the peace they bring, not by attraction, not by intensity, not by excitement, but by peace. A peace you forgot was possible. She continues, this person carries something divine, a message, a healing, a purpose intertwined with theirs. You've been wondering why certain names keep coming back into your head, why certain dreams feel like memories, why certain coincidences feel too specific. Now you know why. Heaven has been aligning a reunion between your soul and the soul that carries a piece of your destiny. Your mother pauses. The room around your spirit softens. The air turns warmer. And she says, prepare them. Tell them to stop running from love. Because yes, you have been running. Not intentionally. Not out of coldness, but out of fear. Fear of losing again. Fear of being hurt again. Fear of being too much, fear of not being enough, fear of being misunderstood. But she says, this love won't break them. This love will restore them. The angels murmur in agreement, a soundless wave of light that washes through the space around you. Now your mother bends down, not to leave, but to place something in your hands. It looks like light, but it feels like memory. She says, this is the part of themselves they lost when I died. She is giving it back right now, in this moment, in this message. You may feel that in your body, a flutter in your stomach, a sudden urge to cry, pressure behind your eyes, your throat tightening, your hands getting warm. That's your soul recognizing itself again. She says, tell them they are whole again. Not perfect, whole. Perfection was never the goal. Wholeness is. And now, as the light around her softens, she gives you one last revelation for this part of the journey. Her voice turns steady, clear, firm. A breakthrough is near, but they must make the first move. Not a leap, not a giant shift, just a step, a message, a yes, a release, an apology, a decision, a conversation, a choice. She says, the moment they take that step, heaven will take 1,000 more. Michael confirms it. The rest is already written. The angels fall silent. The atmosphere stops vibrating. Your mother's presence lingers, soft, warm, familiar. She whispers, tell them I'm closer now than I ever was on earth. And the light fades, not disappearing, just settling around you like a blanket of spirit.
Don't move. You feel it, don't you? That sudden tightening in the center of your chest, that warmth rising through your ribs, that strange heaviness behind your eyes. That's because heaven is leaning in again. For the final time tonight, your mother steps forward, and there is something different now. The atmosphere shifts, not like before. This time, it feels fuller, heavier, sacred, as if everything she has held back, everything she couldn't say in life, everything your soul has needed for years is now breaking through all at once. The angels fall silent. Even Michael lowers his wings, because what she's about to say is not guidance, not comfort, not warning. It's truth. Raw, heavenly, soul-changing truth. She begins softly. This is the last part of my message, but it is the beginning of theirs. Her voice has changed, deeper, clearer, almost glowing, because this isn't just a message anymore. It's a commission, a calling, a divine handing over of something your spirit has been chosen for long before this lifetime ever began. She continues, tell them they survived what was meant to destroy them. You know exactly what she means. Those seasons that crushed you, those nights that hollowed you out, those people who abandoned you.
when you needed them the most. You thought those moments ruined you, but your mother sees them differently. She says, those moments didn't break them. They forged them. The pain you hid, the pain nobody saw, the pain you carried in silence became the fire that shaped something divine inside you. You felt alone, but heaven saw an awakening. Heaven saw strength. Heaven saw a soul refusing to quit, even when quitting seemed easier. Your mother's voice deepens. Tell them their resilience became their anointing. Read that again. Let it hit. Your strength wasn't random. Your endurance wasn't accidental. Your survival wasn't coincidence. It was preparation. Now, she reveals something she has been waiting to tell you from the beginning, and it hits like prophecy. They thought they came here for healing, but they came here for awakening. This entire message, all of it, was never only about your heart. It was about your destiny.
She continues, they have a light the world needs, and they've kept it buried long enough. You've always felt different, not like everyone else, not shaped like others, not driven by what they chase, not comforted by what comforts them. She saw it when you were a child. Heaven saw it before you were born, and now it's time for you to see it. Michael steps closer now. His voice is a low thunder, not harsh, not loud, but ancient and powerful. Their spirit carries authority, he says. They were not meant to fit in. They were meant to lead. Not lead with ego, but with empathy, with truth, with lived wisdom forged through pain. Your mother agrees. They carry healing in their presence. They carry light in places others fear. They carry answers they don't even know they have. This is why the enemy fought you so hard, not because you were weak, but because you were chosen. Your mother reveals the real reason this message had to reach you today. The world has been waiting for the version of them that is rising right now. Not tomorrow, not next month, not someday, right now. She continues. Tell them they are stepping into a calling that has followed them for lifetimes. You didn't stumble into this moment. You were brought here, escorted here, aligned here, because what happens after tonight changes everything. Your mother raises her hand, and suddenly the light around her expands, surrounding your spirit like a halo, and she says, this is the part I need them to hear without fear. She pauses. Even heaven holds its breath. Then, their life will not return to what it was before this message, not in a scary way, in a divine way, because you are being shifted onto the timeline you were always meant to walk. Signs will increase, connections will appear, doors will open, peace will rise, clarity will sharpen, opportunities will align, love will find you, purpose will unfold, not slowly, suddenly. Your mother continues. Tell them heaven has already placed people on their path who will change their story. Some you will meet soon, some you already know, some will return, some will arrive unexpectedly. Each one is part of the new chapter. Then she reveals the truth you've been sensing.
but afraid to believe. They are entering their season of restoration. Restoration of your peace, your identity, your confidence, your relationships, your finances, your dreams, your voice, your joy, especially your joy. Your mother's presence warms again, gentle, glowing, infinite, and she says, joy is coming back to them. Not forced joy, not fake joy, real joy. Joy that doesn't need permission, joy that doesn't crumble under pain, joy that doesn't vanish in silence, joy that stays. Now she steps closer. You may even feel your heartbeat shift. She whispers, I will walk with them every step of their new beginning. Then, for the first time, she calls you by the name you haven't heard her say in years. Your soul feels it deeply. Then she says, I'm proud of them. I always was. I always will be. Her voice breaks into light. This is the closure your heart has needed, the healing your spirit begged for, the love you thought you'd never feel again. Now she lifts her hands, and her final message flows like a river through the space around you. She says, tell them their story is just beginning. Tell them they have survived the hardest part. Tell them they are ready now. Ready for peace. Ready for love. Ready for purpose. Ready for destiny. Michael spreads his wings, and you feel a wave of warmth wash through your body. He declares, the next chapter of their life will not be written in pain. It will be written in purpose. Heaven surrounds you. Your mother smiles. The light seals around your spirit, and the final line of the entire divine message falls softly into your soul. They are not walking toward the miracle. The miracle is walking toward them. The transmission ends. The veil closes. Your mother's presence lingers like a warm memory, and heaven goes quiet, not in absence, but in completion. This is the end of the message, and the beginning of everything that comes next.